Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Just making sure I knew where I was up to. And oh my goodness, we are up to a whole new section. We finished A Realm Reborn. We're now into the first patch. Patch 2.1. 7.1, I wish. We're not there yet. We'll get there. Let's see what the day brings. I'm not sure how far we'll get. Not sure who's going to be awake or not awake. It's 5:42 a.m. here, so on a Wednesday morning. I know. Tataru would like to talk to me, I see. It's possibly a primal. It's alright, I'm just checking something there. Let's go this way. Alright. Hey Tats, how you doing? A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now, go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. All right, let's go find out. Good morning, Tataru. We will see how you are traveling. Okay. That is a fine picture of my bird's derriere. Let's not have that in our faces, eh? Okay. So we are wandering our way toward Heavenswood. Actually, we're wandering Heavenswood. How's that? It's almost kind of a mirror of the road to the heavens, which is where we're at with the main scenario quest in post Dawn Trail. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Mistwalker. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to the ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Muggles guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Wrong voice. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Hulwa. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, Mistwalker. Ida and Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. I really wish there was a lot more voicing in this game. Oh gosh. Hang on a minute. All right. I do not want to subject you to that. Let's keep going. We have. So what we're going to do with Misty, she's at, what level is she at now? Let's have a quick look. As a white mage, she's at level 60, which is good because we kind of wanted to be there before we got to Heavenswood. Now we want to be at level 70 before we get to Stormblood. Why? Because it makes life so much easier doing the story. We also want to bring up our tank, our melee DPS, our magical ranged and our physical ranged. Why? Because I have a theory. It's not a great theory, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. We need very much to get these up. in order to desynthesize, I need to have a level 40 Disciple of the Hand in order to unlock that particular skill. So we will have to take a break from MSQing and do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my weights for the time I have to wait for a dungeon to pop. We're going to use that to build up our other classes. I did completely miss. Annoying. I'm going to have to go back in. So sometimes there are quests in here. And alright, so there's nothing there that I'm going to cry about missing, although there is a mender in there. We might do that later. Little hammer dude. If your gear is battered and in need of repair, go and talk to one of them, pay some gil, and you will have your gear looking swish and ready for the next fight in a short order of time. Rightio. You will also find them up here, which is why I didn't bother running back. There's our mender. So let's go and make sure our gear is up to snuff before we go and do something silly like, I don't know, sign on for a dungeon. Go down to repair gear. Everything's a little bit dented. Let's repair all inventories in case we want to change classes. Or if we want to store something in a mirror, in a glamour dresser or an armoire. Now I don't have to worry about it being particularly ready. What have we got on our queue of stuff? The ultimate ballad. Right. It's definitely pirates. King of the Hull. Oh my god, we have unlocked so many dungeons. Well, we're in the process of unlocking so many dungeons. Well, I mean, they do say variety is the spice of life. But let's go and continue with, it's possibly a primal. So what we'll do is we'll focus on the MSQ, and then while we're waiting, we'll go and unlock all of these things. And while we're doing that, we should actually be in Duty Finder doing stuff. Nothing like a little bit of leveling. I don't think any of my alt jobs are actually at level 16 yet. Once we get them there, we'll start throwing them into dungeons as well. Because we can. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. So basically, you don't unlock Duty Finder until your class is at level 16. Even if it's an alt job, they can't enter until they're at 16. So looks like we'll be running dungeons with our white mage for a bit. I better just make sure I remember where my stuff is at. So that's a sooner. Cure is on 7. See, now that's what I thought. Yep, and Cure 3 is on 5. Cure 2 is on 6. Our really helpful Medica is on 3, and our semi-helpful Medica is here. Now, the reason you have this one instead of this one, A, you get access to it earlier, but B, it only costs, where is it? It costs 900 MP as opposed to 1500. So that kind of helps. Is that a troubled adventurer I spy before me? Let us unlock something else. Little blue shields with squares, as you guys already know, unlock aspects of the game that you don't yet have access to. So this is our... Oh, no, this is not. This is our God's Quiver bow. This will unlock Gunbreaker. You know what? If I do this, I won't forget the quest is here. Let's just get that off our old flatboard. Oi, miss. Fancy making yourself useful? Gee, it's really odd having an Elizin talk like that. Listen close. A gang of highwaymen have been applying their trade round here the last few days, and we're trying to flush them out. They're slippery buggers, though, so we need all the help we can get. What's where you come in? We've spotted them lurking in the bramble patch, and we're ready to spring our trap. All you have to do is collar anyone who strikes you as a bit shifty and raise the alarm. We'll take care of the rest. Right. Awesome. Toddling on over here, the troubled adventurer. Several adventurers are having difficulty summoning their retainers. Should you wish to offer your assistance, you'll find these troubled souls in Limsa Limenza, Gridania, and Uldar. The rewards will be the same regardless of whom you help, so do not hesitate to aid the adventurer of your choice. Well, I mean, he's here, I'm here, let's do it. An ill-conceived venture. Something weighs heavily on the adventurer's mind. She's never ignored a summons before. Beg your pardon, madam, but would you be willing to aid a fellow adventurer? Sure. It's about my retainer. She hasn't returned from her latest venture to Nine Ivies, and I fear something terrible may have happened. I would track her down myself if I could, but I've an important appointment I must needs keep. Mayhap you could go and search in my stead? Mate, no appointment is worth your retainer's life. They're not like lackeys or servants. Well, they are kind of, but I mean, they're not your slave. They're another human being you should be looking after, especially as they're in your employ. Hello, Scarlet. What have you got for me? Uh-oh. Oh, two things. Two. Okay, a bad bladder. Yes, this is unlocking our XIV. We need this one. Lieutenant Scarlet's feathers seem ruffled by some grave news out of the Twelveswood. Man, I wonder how many quest slots I've got left. Mistwalker, we have ourselves a situation. Our scouts at Etat's Spire have sent word that XIV are attacking their position. They report that they have already weathered a sudden strafing run by one of the Birdman's blasted war balloons, and casualties were high. Have you ever seen these Beastmen dirigibles? The XIV stock them with explosive munitions and rain hell on their targets below. Even should they float within bow range, the balloon skins are thick and difficult to penetrate, though it can be done. Thus the spires we construct throughout the Twelveswood are Gridania's first line of defence against assault from the air. 'Tis frustrating indeed, then, that recent conflicts have left them undermanned. I need you to head to the North Shroud immediately and lend your strength to the garrison at Etat's Spire. I am certain Captain Goldthrit will appreciate the help. Alright, before we pick up that next one, let's have a look at our quest log. We should start clearing quests, I think. Maybe that's what we'll do this episode. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Scarlet. Fear and Odin. Oh, this is another hard one to get off your list once you get it on. Fear and Odin in the Shroud. Lieutenant Scarlet would share with you most urgent tidings. Mistwalker, your timing never fails to amaze. Unless I am mistaken, you have knowledge of the elder primal Odin, correct? Maybe? Oh, we do. Very good. As I thought. Well, as you know, we have long pursued the dark divinity from the powers of arcane scripture to the Shroud itself. Finally, we have a plan to put his prowling to an end. Brother Oap Pezzy has the command. He has personally requested your aid in this venture and awaits you at Earth's Font. I'm sure he will give you the details once you present yourself. Godspeed, Mistwalker. I don't mind if I do. We shall do that. Let's go. I know that they just assume I am the most cooperative adventurer under the sun. What company are we with? Right, we're with the Maelstrom. I know, I get a bit confused because we take so many jobs from so many others at the same time. Not a problem. What is my gear looking like? Level 90. We're going to have to go spend some money, I think. We are. I know, I was going to try and level it up naturally without spending any gil, but you know what? I am tired of getting beaten up. Rightio. Vesehulwa. A pleasure to see you, as always, Mistwalker. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Sure thing. Ooh, this looks exciting. What are we picking? I'm not sure. That's fending, maiming, and striking. Well, fending is for our paladin to be. Let's grab that, seeing as we've started that job. Oh, it's for a tank to be, sorry, my bad. Hail to the king. Well, all right. Kupo. Vasail Couloir wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Not long ago, the Moogle Kupla Kop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Alright, Conjurer's Guild. Have we got a healer? Oh, we do. Have we got a healer up and running, she says. dressed as her white mage. Right. Let's see what other opportunity knocks with Vorselhua. Seeking solace. Here we go. Another allied society thing, I think. Commander Vorselhua seeks a capable adventurer for a most daunting assignment. Oh no. Now here is a woman who inspires confidence. It heartens me to see you stride into the adder's nest today, for I have a task of considerable breadth and even greater import, a task that calls out for competent adventurer. Allow me to elaborate. In recent weeks, my eye has been drawn to unusual movements among the sylphs, those charming yet troublesome beastmen with whom we share our forest home. In hopes of shedding light on their intentions, be they malicious or benign, I dispatched a young researcher to Little Solace to investigate further. The fellow goes by the name of Voice. Mayhap you have heard of him? It would seem he is rather accomplished in his field. He set out a fortnight ago and has been sending rather regular reports ever since, that is, until some 3 days past. Though he was quick to assure me that his prodigious intellect and survival skills would ensure his safety, I cannot help but fear he has come to harm. Such is my request to you. Travel to Little Solace and inquire as to the well-being of our man. Seek out the sylph Onxio, who has oft acted as an intermediary between our peoples. Now, go in safety and in haste. The forest holds many dangers, these days more than ever. Very well. Very, very well. Let me just have a quick look over here for a minute. Right. Alright, so that is the unlock quest for the Sylph Allied Society. You probably want to pick that one up if you're going to get into crafting, or if you have a fondness for mounts and minions. It takes a little while to get to a point where you can purchase them, but you can get them from there. It also helps with crafting mats of some kinds, except I keep forgetting to actually go and purchase them from there, so that's a pain in the neck. But if you do remember, it makes your life a lot easier. Rightio. Now, what were we actually here to do? Hail to the King, Kupo. Ah, yes, we were heading to the Lotus Stand, which is why we're heading to the main Aetheryte, because I'm lazy and I don't want to run that far. We're going to go over to the Conjurer's Guild, which is right next to the Lotus Stand. Boom. And then we're going to head... I know. What? I'm lost? No, I'm not. Of course not. The Silent Conjurer. The other signs have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? He's not that silent. Okay. Away we go. There is much running in this game. Look at that environment, though. I love the environment of this game. All of them. Here we are. Oh, no.
Right. Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Muggles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no.
Calm yourself, Kuplo Cop. Can you not see that she hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Mistwalker, and upon such short notice. Truly Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Cop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Moggle Mog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former.
Once upon a time, we Muggles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine. Kupo.
That explains a lot. Anyway.
In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Muggles. So good King Moggle Mog the 12th made his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave. Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Muggles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do. Kupo, he had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Muggles came to this land. Kupo. All of us, except good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Mugglekind might at last know peace.
Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand, that being your reason for contacting us, yes?
I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea?
The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mogulmog the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods.
Wait, you're saying a handful of Muggles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard, and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work?
What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the Ultima weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you, who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Mogglesguard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end as well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes, come what may.
I assure you, the Mogglesguard only want to protect the forest from outsiders. But ever since the return of good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away. Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact.
Like the sylphs who summoned Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Muggles in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Mugglekind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Mistwalker, confront good King Mogulmog the 12th, and drive him from our midst. All right. Ada, humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Mogglesguard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Isumiyan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. And pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. You know what else we're going to be seeking before we proceed any further? Well, okay, we're going to go talk to Brother Isumi, but we're also going to go and have a little visit to the boards, I think. And we'll see if there's any reasonably priced gear. Because being level 60... Actually, what level is our gear? That's a very good question. Okay, item level 90. So we have level 90 gear. We're not going to be able to buy that from the vendors we have access to at this point in time. So we can't beat it that way. And I'm pretty sure we can't beat it. Do we even have... Yes, okay, so we do have Allag stones. That's kind of helpful. That was Control C if you're keyboard and mousing. Did I just go the wrong way? No, I didn't. I just completely forgot to push the button. There you go. Don't do that, okay? Just, find the exit point and poke it. Alright, let's go visit Brother Isumiyan. He's usually lurking down here in the Conjurers Guild. What do you mean Brother Isumi does not lurk?
What do you call this? He's hiding in a cave under the ground. Actually, he's not hiding. He's directing operations from a cave under the ground. Ooh, Brea. Actually, that's a very good question. How many quests have I got? 28. We need to fix that. Let me just. I did very cleverly get that gear set off my list. Into C, into gear set list, into where's my conjurer. Let us equip that set. Let us, while we're here, we might as well update that set. Right. Alright, now you see that quest that was locked on Brea when we were a white mage? It's actually now unlocked now that we're a conjurer. And I don't know why it's not a little blue shield, but we are going to pick it up. Unicorn Power. Brea has need of a benevolent adventurer to tend a wounded beast. Now, if you have a look, the reward for this is a unicorn whistle, which will let us summon our very own unicorn, and I would dearly love to add that mount to my collection. So, let's accept that quest. Your deeds of late have earned you the respect of all at Stillglade Fane. People say you are a breath of fresh air within these still caverns. Truly, you are an inspiration to us all. Having plied you with praise, oh God, I would make a request of you. An unusual creature has appeared near Fallgold Float in the North Shroud. Witnesses report that it is badly wounded. While it hasn't proven itself a danger to the locals, a wounded beast is unpredictable at the best of times. Please find it and provide it with such succor as you're able. Right, let's just jump back. Actually, let's just go C. Let's go into our gear set list. We're going to grab this conjure little button thing here. We're going to stick it over here. And then we're going to close our gear set list. Now, you'll note she doesn't get all the gear that our white mage has because conjurers apparently have a limit. We're just going to change up. So there we are, back in our good gear. All right, Brother Isumi. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you, really. Welcome, Mistwalker, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Mogomog the 12th is of great comfort to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Mughals are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done, make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Alright, aiming, healing. Ooh, I think we might take that. One of the hardest things in this game is upgrading the jewelry. So whenever you get a chance, grab it. Because this being under-leveled is what's going to bring your IL down. We're going to go and over-level a few things in a minute, though. And I find it really hard to purchase jewelry that's actually effective, so... Well, outside of my tomestones, which we might go and have a look at. Okay, you have selected Regicide. Great. Brother Isumi Yan would unfold to you the secrets of good King Mogomog the 12th's magical defences. He would, huh? The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the self-same method employed 5 years ago when the first king was summoned to Eorzea. It's happened before, huh? It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we've been spared that burden on this occasion. I wonder if that's a reference to what happened before A Realm Reborn. Oh, that'd be interesting to know, because that's before my time playing. Anyway, Kuplo Kop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mogglesguard themselves, yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labour any longer, for fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kop's keystones, Mistwalker. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at Westshore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. And you have an unlock quest. Can we fit it here? We can fit it in. It's the last quest though. After this, we're going to actually have to go. We're going to have to upgrade our gear. And then all of these pretty blue quests that we have sitting in here are going to need to be dealt with. So that'll be our next step. We're going to go clear our quest log. I don't mean by abandoning things, because then we'd have to go through all the dialogue all again. One night in Amdapur. Brother Isumi Yan would like a word on behalf of a most illustrious client. It is well you're here, Mistwalker. An ancient darkness is arisen in these woods, and you shall need all your arts to counter it. I speak to you in the name of the 3 seed seers. The eldest, Kane Senna, you will already know as the guardian of our fair land. 2 siblings has she. It is the younger of this pair, Arun Senna, who hears the voice of the elementals with greatest clarity, and what he has heard lately is troubling indeed. These dark stirrings we have traced to the lost city of Amdapur in the South Shroud. The city once throve in the fullness of magic during the 5th astral era, but it was sealed in the wake of its demise. Alas, the Twelveswood has been out of balance since the calamity. So riotous has its aspect become that the seal was severely weakened. When this happened, the forests surrounding the city began to wither and die. We would enjoin you to investigate the cause. Now I must confess that this is a task for the Twin Adder, normally. But you are the heir to Master Artawa's legacy, and the Seed Seers were unanimous in the belief that no one is better suited to the undertaking. Will you not assist? It is well that you assent, for the need is great. Go now to Seed Seer Raya Osena at Camp Tranquil, and listen well to what she says of her brother's divination. Right, well, we're going to go now to the markets, whose name I temporarily forget. It's not the Canopy. That's the tavern and inn. It's the Shaded Bower. So let us head on to the Leatherworkers and Shaded Bower just to check. Control I. Oh Lord. Well, I either have to sell all my old bits and bobs, or I need to be able to deconstruct it. What's the fastest way to get something up to 40 for the desynthesis quest, which I need to clear other quests for, so let's not worry about it. Alrighty, I have enough space for weapons, and this tells me I have enough space for everything else because the max in here is 35. So there is an absolute ton of stuff here that I need to fix if it's not got a little notebook thing beside it. So let's just sort this out. What's that? Alright, you know what? That can go. We're going to have to visit our, yeah, it's alright. Oh, things are a mess. We're good. We're going to have to go and visit our, the Emperor's New Robe. Let's just get that out of the way. We'll return that to the inventory as well. Those things are going to end up in either our armoire or our glamour chest. So we're just going to move them. That's got to get out of there as well. That's driving me crazy. I can't desynth it either. This as well. I replaced that, didn't I? Alright, so that's good. These will go into our armoire because there is a space in our armoire for gear. What? I know there's 3 slots. Don't do that to me. Okay, Carleen Canopy first. Then I think we're going to have to... Sorry, not Carleen Canopy. No, Carleen Canopy first. We'll get some new gear. We'll take off our job gear, and then we're going to go put that in our armoire so that our storage there... Because I like to keep the job gear. Makes me really sad when I have to get rid of it. So Leatherworkers Guild and Shaded Bower. Let's go. I know this is the underbelly of the game where the bits and bobs that you do to keep yourself from... to give yourself room in your inventories and your armory. What are you doing? Alright. Make sure we're at White Mage level 60. We let's grab this. I'm going to stick this over here. Alright. We don't need a shield.
our headgear. Okay, what's our lowest level? That's our lowest level. That's going to be a pain in the neck. Alright, so look for your conjurer button. Press that. Beach rod is level 60 and item level 255. But how expensive is it? Because we are not Rockefeller. Well, let's open it up. That's not bad at all, actually. Ouch, but yes, we'll do that. Okay. That's one thing sorted. Now we have to go really cheap on the rest if we can. Alright. The highest level stuff is less than what we've already got. It's level 100. What's that? Level 90. It's not less than what we've got. It looks less. That's a crafting turban anyway. What are you on, girl? And that is gathering hat. Okay, it does look very much like we're out of luck with just occasionally you'll get, okay, so that's an item level 70. All right, so we're out of luck with that. Let's jump into body, see what we've got. That's pretty good, but how much is it? No, what are you doing? Is the question. I know that's actually not that bad. It's just going to make us very, very broke in a really short amount of time. Alright. Let's see how broke we can make ourselves. 2 hands. 180. We're on 90, so it's double what we've got. Level 60. And we can probably go pick these up fairly well. How much have we got left? 48 grand. I know. We're going to be better off than we were, but 150. I know, I hate these skirts too. Oh, yeah, why not? Let's go. What are we down to? 21,000. We might be short on boots. Let's find out. No. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for being reasonably priced. Wait, is that actually a set of boots I need? Oh, yes, it is. Rightio. All right. So we're down to there. Earrings we're not going to bother because we've got Zamas, which is a reward. So we'll go into necklaces. Right, I think we're pretty much out of luck with necklaces. 255. Now, why is that a negative? Because I've just picked up oh, okay, this is a specific, that's a specific bracelet as well. It's probably out of our price range though. Yeah. Alright, let's have a quick look at rings. Let's not worry about rings. Looks like we're going to have to run a few dungeons at a higher level. Alrighty, that should set us back a fair amount, but we've picked up... Why are we not wearing this? Oh, I know why not. Actually, no, I don't know, but I have a theory. Let me just grab... No. Okay, that theory is down the drain. Shift Control I. We're going to grab our quick tongue. We're going to add that to the saddle bag. That's mithril ore. That is not what you thought it was. Radio. Okay, give me a minute while I figure it out. I have clear prisms. I have glamour prisms. I think I have enough glamour prisms to glamour what I want to glamour, but maybe. Control I. Into our pants. Now we just picked up a sparkling felt skirt, level 60, item level 150. Our current skirt is item 90, but this didn't go across. Why not? I know. Okay, what are the bonuses on this? 29, 25, 30, and 36. And the bonuses on this are... That would be why. Man, I'm a goose. Okay, this is crafting gear. So the game's like, you are not putting crafting gear on your white mage. Okay, I know. Don't be like me. Be very careful about what you buy. Oh no. Let's see if we can actually afford any pants. We'll get there. We're going to need that for our crafters eventually anyway, so I'm going to keep it. Pants. Right. Maybe we should just make sure. Okay, vitality, that's my gathering. Rummy trousers of gathering. Look, it's 133, but I don't know if we can afford it now. No. Definitely not. Alrighty, well, there's a missed opportunity and a half. Let's jump into our summoning bell. But not literally. Now that we actually... Oh, we've got a retainer. Cool. I haven't picked up another retainer yet. And trust duplicates, that would be a you don't have any duplicates, which is fine. I'm just going to do the thing that I said I would never do, and I'm going to just stuff all of my crafting material into my poor little retainer. Yeah, we should be able to fit most of it in, so this will give us some space. We are not giving up on the cooking sherry. That stuff is... Oh no, I'm confusing it with something else. Alright, so if we're going to go and run dungeons and stuff, we just want to have a bit of a clearer thing. When we come back to leveling up our crafting, particularly our carpentry, we are going to want to, in a minute I'm going to pull all of this out again. There's no way to mass move it either. You just have to kind of very patiently right and left click it until you get it all in. I cannot desynthesize my fish yet. And I'm not going to want them in my retainer, but anyway, let's stuff them in there for the minute. We're going to have ourselves a little desynthesization party once we get it all done. Hello. I know. So one of the reasons I'm doing this is literally so I can clog up my inventory with the stuff that I can't desynthesize. So we'll get to doing that in just a minute. Won't that be fun? I know, it's a trap. And technically this stuff is not that hard to gather. So I probably should just be, I don't know, selling it for some hideously low price. Little worm, keep the Geisel greens. Oh, we need to do that as well. Level 50 copper. Right. Alright, let's just poke that and sort it. Thank our retainer very much for letting us clog up her inventory with our stuff. We'll come back and fix that in a bit. Like, a few episodes time. Thank you very much. Now, the next thing. Control I. And then I. Anything that's not on a list. Oh, now. That's Marauder and Warrior. I know, I'm just trying to work out if I really want to do this. So, you know what? While we can fit stuff in... Ow, what did I just do? Get back in here. I know, I think I just messed up one of my classes. Do I have a fisherman in here somewhere? Let me just fix that. No, okay, I didn't mess it up. Rightio. Last stop. Actually, before we do go to that last stop, let's go Control I again. We are going to take out anything that is job related that is not in a list. No, that's the wrong button. Because I want to not go into my armory when I'm... So things like this. I want to not go into my armory when I'm putting stuff into my glamour chest. Because it doesn't tell you if it's in a set. So I think when you're going to your armoire, you can actually exclude stuff that's in a set. But when you go into your armory, in the armoire, or in the glamour chest, sorry, it doesn't. So when you go into your glamour chest, it doesn't let you see what might actually be already in a set. So we're going to avoid accidentally putting things in a set. Let me just see if I did the dark thing. I did too. Right. We're going to put things that are in a set. Are not in a set, in the armory. I'm going to keep that because I really like it. I'm looking forward to when we can put our dungeon gear into our armory as well. I think they said they were going to upgrade that because I like the dungeon sets, and some of them are kind of cute, and you might want to put them in a glamour. But these I'm not going to be able to use on any other class, and I'm not going to put them on again, so we're going to pop them away. Rightio. Alright, that should do that. Let's go stick those in our armoire, I think, is where we're going to put them. Where am I going? This way. I can't sprint? Yes, I can. We'll use that. I'm so used to using shift for sprint, it's ridiculous. The number of times I've caught myself in a dungeon hitting shift to try and go faster. Very, very crazy. We could go to the Aetheryte and then go to the airship landing and then run up the stairs, but I think it's about equidistant at this point. So let's go and have, hopefully, a really quick visit to the inn. We'll get some stuff out of our pack. I know, I apologise for the boring bits. But I did say play through. So, armoire. We're going to store an item. And we're just going to click on that and just stick that in our armoire. And the reason we can do this, armoires are magical spaces. It took me about 3,000 hours of play to actually figure out they existed and that they were useful and that I really should be using them. Okay, it's not letting me put my my Emperor's New Thingamy What's It in there. That's fine. So if you go into your armoire and you say remove an item, you'll see you've got all these little tabs. So you have job gear, and it divides it into your different jobs. You have dungeon gear. At the moment, the only dungeon gear that goes in here is the stuff, I think, from Dawn Trail. So we can't store any of our dungeon gear. I'm really hoping that that changes to some of the earlier dungeons. And I think they said something about bringing that in 8. We have seasonal gear, so if you've done any of the celebrations and you have seasonal gear, it goes into here. And clearly I have not been participating in enough. Veterans rewards and achievement certificates go into here, and so on and so forth. So that's what your armoire is for. Let's have a look and see what's still stuck over here and whether or not it's stuff I actually want to put anywhere. You know what? That is a minion. We use that and it'll pop into our minions list, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Rightio, what else have we got? Alright, so that I cannot desynthesize and it's worth sweet nothing to sell. And that. And there's our Emperor's New Robe. So I have 16 glamour crystals. Glamoring gear. If you come across a piece of gear whose design tickles your fancy, you may be able to store it in a glamour dresser, where it will be instantly transformed into a glamour. This can be confirmed via the item's help window. Once stored in the glamour dresser, images of the gear can be applied to glamour plates, and then equipped via the plates at your leisure. Note, however, that gear stored in a glamour dresser cannot be equipped until removed from the glamour dresser. So I'm using it as an extra storage space at the moment. So I'll probably never ever glamour a mended Imperial pot helm. What do you mean I don't possess any glamour prisms? Did we not look at this a minute ago? We did. I do so too have glamour prisms, but they need to be in my backpack. Let's try that trick again. Alright. Make sure your glamour prisms are on you. We're just going to get rid of this one. And we're going to drop this one. And the Weathered Shepherd's Tunic is another one I can't desynthesize. Where are my Weathered Shepherd's slops? Control I. Into pants.
Oh, Emperor's New Breeches. We're going to stick those in the inventory as well. Okay, well, what? Well, fine then. Into the inventory it goes. Linen tights, woolen tights, chasses, hempen, colouring, aesthetics, hempen. Ah, of course it's the first one. I know, the number of times I do this, it's insane. Let's try that again. This time it goes into the inventory. What's that? Viera Pantalance. Alright, I'm just going to make sure I've got no more Emperor's stuff. And we're going to put the Emperor's stuff. Does he have a new hat? He does have a new hat. Alright, that is all going into our glamour thing. And he has boots. Of course he has boots. Rightio. Equipping glamour plates. Images of gear stored in glamour dresses or your armoire can be applied to glamour plates to create full sets of glamoured attire that can be equipped with a single command. I've never really explored this part of the game, so we're going to have a bit of fun ahead of us when I get a moment to spare. Right, we're sticking that away. And this away. And this. And this. And this. Right. Okay, that is about as empty as I can get my inventory. Let's go and solve a few, Regicide for a start. Let's go and kick off Regicide. And if we get a run in it, that'll be great. And if we don't get a run in it, we're going to go and unlock all of these other dungeons. And our allied societies, which is a little bit of a process. So we'll go dungeons first, unicorn next. And, yeah. And then we'll go and do allied societies. So basically, we need to go and speak with Kuplo Cop, and the quickest way to go talk to him is actually to jump into the Ethernet, head on over to the Lancers Guild, and then go down and talk to the ferryman. What's that? Okay, I obviously haven't picked up Lancer yet. I need to, but there are about 30 jobs. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 if you include Beastmaster. If you assume that is one quest slot taken per job until you finish the job's quest line, that's 23 quest slots out of 30 that are occupied. So let's not do that.
So, how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that? Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're geared up. What is our gear level now? Our item level? 158. That's decent-ish. We need to build up some funding. We'll do that by doing quests and running dungeons. Maybe doing some levs. We could do some levs. Oh, this looks like trouble. Uh-oh.
Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him.
They are big Muggles.
We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us? By consorting with this Viera? Imperials, Gredanian sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse. Kupo. Traitor to his kinsmuggles, he plots treason against the crown.
Uh-oh, the little quiet one.
Enough. Kuplo Kop will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mogomog the 12th. May he reign for evermore. Kupo. typical. It's the tiny one that is the boss of all the other Muggles.
The king is planning to purge the Twelveswood of his enemies. Kupo, we've got to stop him before it's too late.
Right. Well, let's go and see what Kuplo Cop has to say for himself. Hello, matey.
The entrance to Thornmark March is deep within the bramble patch. Kupo, if you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Moggle's guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me. Kupo.
Guard. What guarding entails. Certain duties require that you escort an NPC to a designated location while guarding them from enemy attacks. Should you stray too far from the NPC or they are attacked, they will stop moving. The escort attempt will fail if the NPC is incapacitated, or if you stray too far from them, or if you change areas. In the event of failure, you may return to the starting point and try again. Which is why, my friends, we are not in Duty Finder. Oh, no. Okay, we are White Mage. Right, we have our bird. Our bird has, let's feed the bird. Our bird has time to stay with us. Let's go. Now, keep an eye on him because he does not appear on your map as a little dot. The only dot we're seeing is our bird. So we want to make sure Kuplo Cop doesn't get left too far behind. I do like having a bit of range at this point. Otherwise, you've got to move away from your chart. We'll just make sure that our little bobble-headed friend is with us. We're ignoring this. This is our Seeking Solace quest. We are going past these wild hoglets. I swear if they give me any trouble, they are going to be just so much pork ribs on a plate. I know, I always lose the, sorry, Mog. As for the trees, if they annoy me, they're going to be firewood. Okay, bird is going to take care of one. We are going to take care of this one. Beautiful. If you use an area attack while there's other critters around, you'll suddenly find yourself fighting against... Oh no, don't shoot that one. Fighting against more than you needed to. So just be aware, if you don't want to be fighting boars and bugs and bats and things when you're doing this run, don't use your area attacks when they're nearby. Oh my lord. And this is where things get hairy. So what I'm doing is I'm using my bird as an ally to deal with the other... Come on, Cooper. To deal with the other, when there's multiple threats, to deal with the first threat we face. And then... Okay, now that is not the quest we're looking for. That's our Gunbreaker quest. We'll leave that alone for a minute. Don't do what some people have done in the past and forget that that is a level 60 quest and then jump into it with your level 20 or 30 character. You get mulched. Or you have a very hard time of it. It all depends on... Oh lord. I heard something come into being behind us too, actually. Yeah, I did. What I was hoping was that my, Oh, no you don't. That's right. We should be tanking this. Facing him away from our little friend. And I did that very poorly.
Keep going, Kupo.
Alright. Blood-sucking little monster fiend. So gear makes a difference. Being over-leveled makes a difference. If you're doing this at level, that's a lot tougher. I have done it at level. I just prefer to do it above the level. You've lost sight of Kuplo Cop. Retrace your steps, find them, then escort them safely to the warded entrance. Right, hang on a minute. I did not. Let's try again.
We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you?
No. So, okay, note to self. Next time we have to wait for Cooper Cop to catch up before we push the shiny ground.
Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus like when you're attuned to an aetheryte. Kupo, I'll open the way for you.
Okay. Barrier threshold. Let's go. Oh boy. You're right, Kuplo.
The rest is up to you. Kupo, now go and teach those foolish Muggles a lesson and send the king back whence he came.
Thornmarch Hard is now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a regular duty. Has it now? Well, let's go see if we can find it. Into here, Thornmarch Hard. So Thornmarch is a trial. You go into Thornmarch Hard. It'll automatically take out pretty much everything else that's of a lower level. Make sure you've got every requirement that's required here. Good King Mogglemog, the 12th of his name, has once more been called forth by the Moggles Guard. Though the king is not considered a primal in the strictest sense, he poses a threat not unlike that of the Beastmen gods, in that his influence could corrupt his people's peaceful nature. And so, like those other ether-starved beings, he too must be felled for the sake of the realm. All right, Phoenix down is not allowed. Right. I don't know if I remember this, but let's go. Let's join it in. We'll see how long it takes. It says an average time of 6 minutes, which we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, all right, well, let's just start with one night in Amdapur. Jump on over this way. So what we're doing now is we're unlocking a lot of the other dungeons that you can use to level up. And some of them have mounts in them or orchestrion rolls or other things. I haven't actually had a proper look at any of them because there's just so many. Now I can fly, can't I? Right, we have 2 quests down here that we're going to take out while we're here. One of those will be Amdapur, and I think the other one is... Well, that's not subtle, Misty. What are you doing? All right, I mean, I can tell them it's a friendly Ghanaian thing. All right. Oh, the other one is the, yeah, the one we need to go to Quarry Mill for. Ah, a white mage after my own heart. Come to help get to the bottom of this noisome business. Brother Esumiyan hasn't told you much, has he? Discretion is the better part of his valor. Well, aside from Amdapur Keep, the city is all that remains of an advanced magical civilization from the 5th Astral Era. No records survive of how the city met its end, but the elementals tell us all was undone by what the Great One calls an unclean presence. I fear that what my brother senses is this very thing, its satedness drained away after so many centuries. If it hungers for another city to slake its thirst on. I'll take it from here, sister. I know, the grumpy twin.
Manners, Arun. We've spoken of this. Mistwalker, you've met my younger brother, Arun Senna. You'll have to excuse him, forest-born lout that he is at times.
My apologies for the urgent summons, Mistwalker, but the darkness that stirs in Amdapur behind the barrier waits not on our convenience. Something has kindled there, and daily it grows, and how distrait the elementals are. I've not seen the like of it. They show me what feels like awakening and nightmares. I fear this calls for a more prosaic sensing than that of my rare gift. Some disaster slouches toward us. Might you discover the source of these dark visions and nip it in the bud?
You are our best hope, Mistwalker. Surely you can find the will to journey to Amdapur. You shall find a wood whaler by the name of Alfine keeping vigil at the barrier.
All right. And don't worry about returning here to tell us of your findings. The elementals will doubtless keep us apprised. But enough talk. Good luck, Mistwalker. Now, the problem with some of these dungeons is that some of them will finish, like the quest will finish when you talk to the person you need to.
and others will require you to run the dungeon before you can finish them. So therein lies the clogging up of your quest log. However, let's unlock it. This looks like one of our friendlier unlock ones. The seed seers have sent word of your coming. You're bold indeed to willingly glimpse into the darkness. The lost city festers more and more by the day, and they say you're to lance the boil, eh? Beyond this gate lies a land out of balance, its earth aspect sapped by the calamity. You had best be prepared before proceeding further. Rot and wrong, that's what you'll see. Creatures run mad, tormented by hooked burrs that clutch and burrow. Ahem. Well, good luck with that. No doubt you'll prevail, being favoured by the seed seers and all. Fight well. There we are. No XP, but plenty of coin. Alright, the lost city of Amdapur is now accessible. Highway robbery. Alright, that's not a dungeon. That's not a dungeon. That's the unlock quest for the Sahagan. That's the unlock quest for the Ixal. That's a carpenter quest. That's our venture quest. That actually... I know, tempted to do that. The house that death built. The hero tells you of a portal. Speak with the wood whaler. Okay. Oh. Tells you of a portal in the South Shroud that has set Gridania's rumour mill to spinning. While it sounds like nothing more than a fanciful fabrication, he explains his tale comes straight from the wood whalers who dared to enter. As he heard it, the portal leads to a labyrinth that changes its design every time scouts enter its long-abandoned halls. Though the potential for spoils intrigues him, he finds the risk is not worth the reward. If you should be bold enough to enter, however, he bids you speak with the wood whalers at the mouth of Isam Ha to learn more. Okay, that is the palace dungeon. We'll leave that one. Yeah, we'll leave that. That's a progressive dungeon. Seeking Solace is our Sylphs, Fear and Odin in the Shroud. It's a small chain, but we can go get that one. We need to go to Quarry Mill for that. South Shroud and Quarry Mill. I mean, we could fly from here, but really, Quarry Mill is closer. And the person we have to speak to should be somewhere around here. Nope. Yeah, off to Earth's Font we go. Let's just make sure we're oriented. Put your mouse on the outside. And as you turn... Right, so we need to fly in that direction. Let's go. So this should unlock one of the harder dungeons. I haven't got to run it very often because people tend to not like it, and it's also a larger fight, so it's hard to get numbers for it. But you can put in a party finder if you wish. Let's just drop down here. Oh, up, Percy. Adventurer, thank you for coming. We seek the Dark Divinity, and you must be made privy to the plan before the game is afoot. What game? As you know, Odin hunts in this forest. We would banish him from the Shroud. Yet in actual fact he has fallen before countless adventurers already. By all rights the primal should plague us no more. Yet though again and again he is vanquished, he rises always to charge through the Twelveswood. His constant reappearance is perplexing to say the least, and raises two questions. Who summons him, and how does he change his visage upon manifesting? Odin is alone amongst the primals in these aspects. Indeed, I can find not a single sentence in the scriptures that sheds light on his devilish abilities. There is no answer in words writ of the pen. Now the sword must serve. Our plan is to send a band of adventurers against the Dark Divinity. Brother Esumiyan, my master, and I will observe the battle from afar. We believe seeing the moment of Odin's defeat may give us a clue, one that will lead to uncovering the truth of the primal that has escaped us thus far. Naturally, this hinges upon the company's victory. No one but a warrior of light could hope to survive the battle, hence I have asked you here. Indeed, without you, our venture is doomed to failure, so I implore you, lend us your strength. If you acquiesce, I shall invoke the power of the elementals and draw the Dark Divinity to this spring.
Alright, Earth's font is now accessible. However, the quest is not off our queue because now we have to enter and confront Odin in Earth's font. However, we've done that. Let's jump into J again. Alrighty. That I'm going to put at the top. Peace for Thanalan. Okay, that is the unlock quest for the Amaljar. Okay, what's this one? Okay, I'm pretty sure these... I know, I'm leaving Ultimate Ballad for the minute. Oh, look, let's just go and unlock them in order. And hopefully we can move a couple of them off the list. So that's all, yep. Alrighty, from the top, we've already done that one. Persia at the entrance to Sestasha, which means we want Aelford. I know, we're supposed to be making money. Here we are spending it hand over fist in teleportation. We could save ourselves a bit by going into the nearest capital and then catching an airship and catching a boat, but I'd like to get there quicker, so we pay for it. Here we go. I know, that's another dungeon to unlock. Ah, I've got to go catch some more helmet crabs for that nice person down there. Because we filled the order, but then they wanted more and I didn't have any. We will mark that down as a thing for another day. Whoops. To Persia. Hi. Ah, it's you. I take it you mean to help us again? Wonderful. You see those adventurers yonder? We sent them in first, but it soon became clear that they were unequal to the task. By my count, they lasted just under a minute inside before staggering back out, sucking for air like fish out of water. As such, we're no closer to ascertaining the nature of the threat, let alone eliminating it. You'll be going in blind, I know, but you've purged Sasha before, and I'm certain that you can repeat the feat. Enter whenever you're ready. I look forward to hearing of your success. Right. Don't worry, we'll get there. That's another one that won't clear. One of the things, too, if you're ever running these dungeons and you see a bunch of adventurers standing outside, it's always fun to talk to them. You bet not be blaming me for that fiasco. In case you missed it, fearless leader, I was busy dodging razor-sharp pincers at the time. Someone couldn't hold the monster's attention like he was supposed to. Oh, God. Every healer ever. Ghost-faced gladiator. The cure spell never came. If I hadn't had that potion on me, I'd be crab dung by now. Right. The threadbare thaumaturge. We comprehensively failed in our duties, but we still came out alive. And at the end of the day, isn't that all that matters? Though I must admit, our leader came pretty close to losing his head in there. Yep, apathetic archer. With a bottle in hand, oh dear. You're both sorry excuses for adventurers. Hells, I'm hardly a paragon among archers myself, being partial to the odd drink. But what does it matter? We're here to have fun, so let's have some, eh? Oh my God. So if you remember, before you make your first ever run of Sestasha, if you remember to do it, you will come across a small band of adventurers. Avery and a healer and a couple of others, like a halfling, Avery. I forget the name of the girl, and I shouldn't because she's a major cause throughout the dungeons that you'll come across later. But they're about here, and what you do is you get a really good insight into some of the team mechanics and what happened with that team prior to where you come in and actually get to know them a bit better. Because the next time you see that group is when the healer is standing there being berated by her two colleagues, and she's got the head of the tank in a bag. So, and then from there you'll see her again in other dungeons. So there's some spoilers there, but if you're just running a character for the first time, and I missed the opportunity because I forgot to talk to them before I went into Sestasha for the first time. But it's a really interesting little pocket of story
when you see the adventurers gathered at the front of Sistasha, when you first come up to it, make sure you stop and have a chat with them, and it'll make more sense down the track um, as to some of the things that happened and some of the things that happened later on. But yeah, I really regret not actually stopping because I did forget to do that. So whenever you see adventurers gathered outside of a dungeon, um, they're just there for entertainment, but sometimes they actually have an impact on the story later on. Okay, so well that's done. Ursendel in Gridania. Do I have a free teleport to New Gridania? Let's find out. No, we're attuned to Limsa. Well, fair enough then. Off to Gridania. So this is once you finish doing a Realm Reborn, you're going to get a slew of these adventures that are in the with the blue background and the exclamation mark and the plus sign. And a lot of them are unlock adventures for dungeons. And if you don't want to be running around later looking for them because they're part of an event or whatnot, we're going to go over to the Leatherworkers Guild. It's kind of good to just get that part out of your way because it'll give you a lot of things to unlock. If you're a tank and you're trying to learn dungeons, you might not want to unlock them all at once because you won't know them when you run them, and that will make your life hard as you try to wrap your head around about a dozen different dungeons. Healer, it's not so bad, and DPS, you just jump into a dungeon and do your thing, which is really important actually because you're nailing things before they nail your tank. So yes. Where am I going? Oh no, I am heading in the right direction. Ah, here we are. Ursendel. Ah, friend, it's good to see you again. How I wish I could greet you with more joyful tidings. I trust you've heard the rumours. Yes, I fear they're true, and then some, or wherever shall I begin? Ah, after you released my lady from her torment, a deed of bravery and kindness that I will remember until the last of my days, I paid a visit to the Wood Whalers and told the tale of all its tragedy, that the guardians of the Twelveswood might know the truth. Though the Whalers did not doubt my words, they insisted on a thorough investigation of the manor. Without witnessing my lady's remains for themselves, I was told, they could hardly vouch for the citizenry's safety. A prudent judgment, I thought, and I did not argue. It is what happened next that confounded everyone, myself most of all. A contingent of wood whalers was dispatched to the manor, and I personally escorted them in. This would be the last I saw of them. Veneria 1 returned. Minutes turned to hours, and before long nights surrounded the silent manor. 'Twas then the screams began again. Ungodly, heart-rending screams that shall be burned into my memory forevermore. Against my better reasoning, I mustered the courage to peer inside. Oh, how I wish I had not, for what peered back, friend, was someone, nay, something, for that which I saw surely possessed no soul like you or I, that has no right to exist in our world. The whalers have dispatched another contingent to investigate the manor. The fools! Do they not see that they have writ their own death sentence? I cannot save them, but you, my friend, you may succeed where I so miserably failed. I implore you, pray come to our aid once more. Right. Seek entry into Hawk Manor. Okay, so it's off to Bent Branch we go. While we're at Bent Branch... No, I've already picked up the Chocobo thing, so that has to go to the Gold Saucer. Rightio, we've got that. Bent Branch it is. Alright. Hawk Manor. You'll see we have a little green tick on our screen for Maniac Manor. Let's grab our bird because we can fly, so we're just going to fly straight up to it. Much quicker than running. If you're going to Hawk Manor for the first time, however, you'll want to head on over to where the log bridge. So you basically come out here
You come up this log bridge up here, up to Matron's Lethe, and then you'll run all the way back around. We're actually shortcutting all of that out. I would say and all the dangers, but because we are level 60 and that's a level 30 to 40 area, there's not much danger that most of the beasts take one look at us and go, you try and eat that, you're crazy, and they leave us alone. But here we are, Hawk Manor. Usually you're coming through the gate. We're just going to fly in over the fence. It is so nice to be able to fly. Alrighty, Manor full gate. There we go. Boom. Quest complete. And we now have Hawk Manor hard in our duty finder. The ultimate ballad. Confront the ultimate weapon. Okay, we're not doing that yet. Speak with Viscat at Costa del Sol. Alright, let's go to Costa del Sol. I know, we're still waiting. Our 6 minutes has turned into 19. That's just the way it is. Some days of the week you get a run, some days of the week you just don't. Actually, what was really surprising was I was playing on the Japanese server last night, and no sooner had I hit the join than like literally the dungeon would pop, and it was insane for a good half an hour. But that doesn't always happen, because about a half an hour after that, I went in as a DPS and there was like a half-hour wait, and then I went in as a healer and there was still a half an hour wait. So it doesn't really matter what server you're on. I'm just glad that they're bringing in the ability for some of you guys to be able to go cross-server when you're looking for things. Beastgate. Mistwalker Lunara. I shall have to thank Drustwites, for he was as good as his word. He promised he'd find you. I'm lucky to have such friends. What can I say? In the company of heroes, you keep good company. Ha ha ha. And that's what I need your help with. I'm sure you remember Brayflox. In a bit of trouble, she is. As the captain of the guards here, I can hardly go charging off to her rescue. Yet would I forsake a friend? Never. And so I thought of you, Mistwalker. Truly, your timing is fortuitous, and your fortitude unmatched. If there is any who can help our mutual gobby friend, it is you. Now off you go, then, to Brayflox's long stop. Alright, so I could go and teleport my way over to Wineport. Right? Just zip out. I could teleport to Wineport and then fly over. Or, you know what, I can just fly over. So let's go and do that. Because you can fly across this little mountain range in the middle. I know, I do need more mounts. We should go get that unicorn soon. Is that a falling star? That was. So if you're ever wondering where you are, just keep an eye on your mini-map and you should be able to follow the things, or you can look down and see where you're at. But fortunately, the trees let us pass. We've started a descent because we're coming into where we need to be. Just try not to run into a rock face. That would be painful. There we go. I really love to when you right click on something, the mount just automatically goes. It's nice.
Pushko, goodly Uplander is here to give lent hand to Gobbyflock of Brayflox. Uplander's tongue flaps make for a happy Gobby. Brayflock's ear catch enemy foot noise. Illuminati want Brayflox's secret. Dirty take they try and try. Psh. Stinky sweet secret recipe Brayflox can give to Gobby friend. Brayflox's cheese is most tasty fresh, and now Brayflox is a hunted Gobby. Brayflox is no cheese maker. Brayflox free cheese recipe from Illuminati. Oh no. Cheese is Gobby birthright. No Gobby die make Illuminati cheese lords. But now they want to make Brayflox dead Gobby. Brayflox give Uplander lent hand in pastime, yes? Mighty Rockman fall with Gobby help, yes? Now time is come for lent hand to be Brayflox's iron fist. Score.
All right. That's that one done. So that is Curds and Slay. Brayflox's long stop hard, now accessible. Alrighty, what's in our journal? Look, we're down to 27 quests. We're leaving Regicide up. Peace for Thanlan we'll do in a bit. Weaponsmith of Legend we could finish, I suppose. Definitely Pirates, we'll untick that because now we have to run the dungeon. Ditto with the Ultimate Ballad, we have to run the dungeon. King of the Hull, we've got to go talk to someone for that one, I believe. Blowsong informs you that an old friend, a Laminzin of no small repute, desires your services. Okay, for a highly confidential task, if you would learn more, make your way to the seaside city-state's upper decks and seek out a man named Denston. Very good, we'll do that one. Legacy of Allag. Okay, we really do need that one. That's actually really important. And that will start a quest chain that will help us get without doing the Legacy of Allag, we're not going to be allowed to advance into Heavensward. There's a quest that you have to have done a series of trials with. Not trials. I always get the two of them muddled up. So you have trials, and then you have whatever these are. And I haven't unlocked one, so I can't see the title, but those ones. Rightio, so we'll go and make sure we do that. All right, that's everything done that we can do. Oh, what? If it bleeds, we can kill it. Well, I need to do that one as well. My bad. Okay, those are our 3. Crab life by the horns. Yep, I need to get helmet crabs for Peppy. That's fine. So once we've done those, we're going to go and do ill-conceived venture and then unicorn power. Right. So usually when you unlock the dungeons, their quest goes away, except for, maybe a dozen or so. And then, so they're easy to clear your quest log from. And then, of course, you have the ones where it doesn't go away and you need to, you need to just get that done. You need to enter the dungeon, which you can usually do using just Dungeon Finder and your daily roulettes, or you can just put them in as a specific request. It's up to you which way you want to approach that. We're not going to do that until we've finished this. What is that? Out of the Blue. That is our Blue Mage quest. What's that? Shall we dance? That's our dancer's quest. So that would take 2 of my remaining 3 slots. What have I not picked up in this city? Alright, so we've not picked up Arcanist, Blue Mage, and Dancer. And on this deck... Okay, so we can't pick up the other one either. Just jump into the lower decks again. That one. That's Sage. Radio. Oh, we haven't picked up Rogue either. Well, that's okay. We'll get to that. Not today. I know, I'm trying to leave the job quest alone. I'm failing miserably. Gunbreaker. Cough, cough. Radio. We're here to do what now? Speak with Denston, which means I need the aft castle. And I think I also need to speak with Swift at the... Oh, no, that's in Uldar. That's fine. Ethernet. And off to the aft castle. Because we want to go and find where Denston's hiding. He's actually lurking, if I remember rightly, and I may not. I know. Penalties of getting old, my friends. We'll zip around this way. So we're just unlocking. It looks like we're unlocking a ton of stuff today. While we're waiting for Thornmarch. And we may be waiting for Thornmarch for several sessions, but anyway. Denston. You're Mistwalker, are you? The chief will be pleased that you came. Now time's of the essence, so I'll get straight to business. During your travels, you might be, as you heard tell of Mistbeard, the legendary pirate. Hells, I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard of the bloke. Ain't a soul in limbs there as don't know of his exploits. Nary a ship on the 5 seas was safe from Mistbeard's grasp, not even the Golden Fleet of Uldar. One day, at the height of his notoriety, the man vanished without trace while sailing the Rotano. Since then, rumours have spread that Mistbeard left behind a treasure trove of plunder. Folk believe it's somewhere out there, just waiting to be plucked like a ripe fruit. Your task pertains to that treasure. I'll take over from here, Denston. Chief! Greetings, my friend. It's been a while since you sent the Black Wolf to the 7th Hell. Before I begin, let me make it clear I do not request your aid in my capacity as Storm Marshal. Nay,
This matter is purely private. With that detail established, I shall continue Denstan's tale. For a time, folk had lost interest in Mistbeard's cache, such was its elusiveness. But recent developments have treasure hunters across the realms stirring anew. South of Vilbrand, upon the Ratano Sea, there lie the Ciel de Lays. Among the fringes of these remote islands there is an expanse of water into which few ships dare venture. Nature has conspired to perpetually shroud the area in heavy mist. A man can hardly see his own hand in front of him. Be it by accident or intent, countless vessels have entered that mist, never to be seen again. Over the years, some few survivors have washed ashore with tales of an island hid within, which appeared without warning to smash their ships into flotsam. So it was that the legend of Hullbreaker Isle was born. In the wake of the calamity, however, it came to be that the mist would lift under certain conditions, and as luck would have it, on one such day, a merchantman mistakenly sailed straight into the area. The ship eventually came upon a deserted isle, where it made an astonishing discovery: the Ha, Mistbeard's own flagship, lying broken within a cove. Though he yearned to explore the wreck, the captain wisely chose to return to familiar waters before the mist could regather. Upon returning to Limsa Lominsa, he forbade his crew from revealing the discovery to a single soul, but word inevitably spread, as is often the way of such things. Even as we speak, treasure hunters are scrambling to find a way to the legendary Hullbreaker Isle, that they might claim Mistbeard's cache. I would have you get there before they do, Mistwalker, and retrieve a single object from the Ha, a golden coffer bearing Mistbeard's crest. The chief would do the job himself, but his bee and storm marshal is like to attract unwanted attention. That's why he wants you to go in his stead. So long as you bring back what he asks for, you're welcome to keep whatever else you find. Though I make my request off the record, I must impress upon you that the matter is of grave import to our nation's future. I shall be praying for your success. All right, Chief. Denston. Now, no doubt you're wondering how you're to get to the Isle. I've got a ship moored at the Moraby dry docks. Meet me there when your preparations are in order, and I'll ferry you over. Alrighty. Come on, Misty. Let us go. Okay. Moraby dry docks. Is there anything else we need here? Yeah, no. Rambrose. Rambrose is up in Mordona. Radio. No, there's not. Let's go to the Moraby dry docks. Doo-doo-doo. I know, so much teleportation. We've still managed to get back to 10 grand. Alright, anything important in this area that we need to take care of? No, but we do need to come on. Oh wait, what's that? Levs of Moraby. I know, I should be taking care of that one. I'll think about it. Alright. Lots of small quests for when we're bringing up our next class. We'll just come through and we'll clear them out as we see fit. Oops, I need to... Really? Down? Oh yeah, no, it is down here. I'm thinking of something else that's at the other direction. I like how the different areas have different music. It's nice. Denston. Everything in order? Then let's get you over to Hullbreaker Isle before it's a swarm with scavengers. I'll get us in there one piece, never you fear. I've been keeping an eye on the weather, and I know exactly when the mist will clear up. When you arrive, make your way to the wreck of the Ha. Mistbeard's coffer's bound to be somewhere inside. As for how you're supposed to get back afterwards, I'm sure you'll figure something out, the resourceful venturer that ye are. I'll be waiting for you in Limsa. You're stranding me on a deserted island, you menace. Alrighty-o, that's that one done. So we'll just grab... grab King of the Hole and we'll just take it off the thing now that we've unlocked it. Okay. Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. Let's go off to Uldar. I have a feeling that this is another one that we're going to have to do the run on. But that's okay. So we're at... Where are we? This one. But this way we'll know, whereas some of the other stuff we won't. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, hello. What have we got here? Okay. Worried Weaver is your Viper quest, and it is a level 80 quest. This is our Samurai quest. So we'll leave that alone. That is the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. Okay, we're not doing that. That is a Hildebrand quest. That will be a lot of fun to do, but we want to do it in one hit. So we want to start it and finish it as best we can. Because of the story, of course. Over here. Oh, we want that. That unlocks Tamtara Deepcroft Hard, if I recall correctly. Alright. Let's go. Where am I going? The wrong way. Swift, Flame Commander. Mistwalker, we thank you for coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we've already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit is returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. The Primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use the Beastman Aetheryte found in the depths of Zaharak, the Amaljar stronghold. The Amaljar have constructed their own Ethernet from salvaged Aetheryte shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your stoutest comrades would be ill-advised. That is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. Zaharak. So it's off to Little Alamigo then. Little Alamigo. Because we're going to have to fly to Zaharak, but Little Alamigo is the closest point. Alrighty. Bird. Ah, look, I found a green arrow. I hope that's... Okay, that's not going to let me out. No, I can't fly out of the top of that chamber. Ha, rude. Alrighty. Jump into our big map. We actually are heading for Zaharak. We're not going to be able to get in there though. So what we're going to need to do... So we're going to have to come into here and then go along. Even flying. There are only so many shortcuts you can take. We've got a ceiling up here that we can't get through, but there is like a little dip in the cliffs here. And we can kind of fly across here. Alrighty. And then we drop into here and we just fly the canyons. We don't have to. I mean, we could run the canyons if you really want to, but I just, you know, why when flying is quicker? We're going to have to run soon enough anyway. Oh, that was a lantern. I'm like, is that a quest that I've missed? No, no. It is not a quest that you have missed. Yet. We're ignoring the fate. And jumping into here. I mean, like I said, I can run, but there's no point. You know, it's not like we're avoiding fights. We're just going faster. Let us get the bird to drop us down. He's not going to drop us down, is he? Listen, bird, you're being a menace. Have to wait for him to stop flapping. There we go. Alrighty-o. We attune to the Aetheryte. Now, this one, if it bleeds, we can kill it, is one we're actually going to have to remember to sign on for separately. So, in Duty Finder, because basically you've done the quest and you've unlocked it, but you have to run it. There's a point later on in the main story quest where you need to have run the Bowl of Embers hard, the Howling Eye hard, the Naval hard, and yeah, those 3. And of course we're at the point where you have to run Thorn March. So what we're doing is we're unlocking them. I don't think the others unlock until after you've run the first one. So that is something we're going to have to put ourselves in for sooner rather than later, because it's annoying to hit that point in the main story quests when you didn't know that you had to do it and you haven't bothered with it. So, I mean, point to note, if you're in here, you can see there's maybe behind the words, there's a little green tick. And if it's got a little green tick on it, you've done it. Okay. If it doesn't have a little green tick on it, then you haven't done it. And so it's just generally good practice to go through your duty finder and anything without the little green tick on it, try and do it. All right? Because that way you know it's unlocked, you know you've run it. So these are all green ticks. You can barely see it under that category thing. Until we get to, okay, Sunken Temple of Khan we haven't done yet. Cutter's Cry we haven't done yet. We've done the Stone Vigil. We haven't done Zemael. We haven't done Orenvale, Wanderer's Palace, Castrum. Oh, we've done Castrum Meridianum and we've done Praetorium. We haven't done Copperbell Hard, Hawk Manor Hard, the Lost City of Amdapor, Halatali Hard, Grey Fox's Longstop Hard, Hullbreaker Isle, or Sistasha Hard. We now unlocked all of them though. So you see, once you hit that, that level 50 and the end of A Realm Reborn, you get an absolute ton of dungeons to run. Now, each of those have their own rewards. If you go look them up, you'll see some of them have mounts, some of them have mounts, some of them have minions, some of them have orchestrion rolls, and some of them have armor and weapons and gear and stuff that you want to pick up. Not all of them, but some of them. Alright, let's go and take out the Ill-Conceived Venture, because Legacy of Allag is a chain. So we'll do Ill-Conceived Venture and then we'll do Unicorn Power. And we'll get that done. So off to the Hawthorn Hut in the East Shroud. We're now down to 26 quests out of 30. Oh my god. Yeah, and it does get this little bit crazy. If you focus just on your main story quest, that's all well and good. But sometimes having those extra dungeons unlocked gives you something else you can... Okay, wait a minute. That's my Gunbreaker quest, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no. No, it's not. Don't break the purple circle while you're mounted. Things will attack you. They don't care if you're riding something. And it makes it really hard to attack back. Alrighty. That squawk gets me every time. Right? It's like a witch falling off its broom. Novice Retainer. Hey girl, how you doing? You're right there? "12, bless you, adventurer! So focused was I on my task that I took no notice of the buzzards at my back." Lady, why are you wearing those shoes in this area? You seem confused. Have you heard naught of adventures? It's a service in which we retainers carry out procurement expeditions on behalf of our employers. Alas, some are not wont to furnish us with sufficient equipment, despite the obvious benefits it would afford both parties. Ha! Has he been summoning me this entire time? Pray excuse me. Forgive me, master, I was waylaid by beasts. Yes, by a Vieira white mage. How did you know? Of course, as you wish. It seems I must take my leave at once. But before I go, pray allow me to thank you. I have naught to recompense you with, but should you inform my supervisor Parnell of your deeds, I'm confident she will see fit to reward you. May we meet again, my friend, and do not forget to visit Parnell in the Shaded Bower. Okay, you can pick up this adventure in Limsa, in Uldar, and in New Gridania like we did. If you pick it up in Limsa, you'll be returning to the Limsa Retainer Advocate. If you pick it up in Uldar, you'll be returning to the Uldar Retainer Advocate. We picked it up in New Gridania, so we're returning to the New Gridania Retainer Advocate, and both of those are found in the major, all of those are found in the major market areas of the capital. So just be aware of that. I'm pretty sure he's capable of doing that on his own. But anyway, let's head on back to New Credania. We're not returning to Limsa. What am I going to do? Let him fight them on his own. Now this has got a star, which means it's a favored destination. So there we go. I'm still learning about those too. It's one thing I haven't really poked. So in each major etherite, you've got register. Oh, I've registered as a security token free destination. Wait. What's that about? When did I poke? Oh, I know when I poked it. So you see, I was going to register this as a favored destination. How does that work? And clearly, I derped up my mousing skills, as I often do. We're going to go over to the Leatherworkers Guild and Shaded Bower. So here I have been wondering why my trips to New Gridania are free, and I don't know why. But anyway, there we are. I should probably look that up and see what that means, because I don't know what it means and it's making me very nervous. Alright, you can register an additional free destination with the one-time password authenticator app. No. Oh! Adding a software token two-factor authentication to your Square Enix account grants you one free destination Aetheryte in Final Fantasy XIV, negating teleport costs. And you can change it at any time. Ah, but the other one, okay, there you go. That is why that works as it is. That's pretty good. A Mog Satchel. What is a Mog Satchel? Okay, it's the Chocobo. Alright, I have no idea. It's a Chocobo saddlebag, but you get that when you train your Chocobo as in the quest My Feisty Chocobo, which you pick up in... I know. I can see where it is in my head, I just can't remember the name. Camp Tranquil. Let's talk to the retainer advocate. Greetings, madam. I've been expecting you. The retainer you rescued was most effusive in her praise. Retainers are, of course, permitted to refuse a venture which they determine to be too dangerous. Alas, this particular young woman is new to the profession, and was thus easily persuaded by her employer to accept. Beg your pardon, you would like to know more about ventures? Certainly, it would be my pleasure to explain. In cooperation with the Adventurers Guild, we have established a new system through which retainers may be dispatched to procure items for their employers. Should you wish to avail yourself of this additional service, you will need to pay your retainer in advance with ventures, scrip issued by the Adventurers Guild. Here, pray accept these complimentary ventures with my thanks. Bear in mind that most retainers lack the skill to carry out all but the most menial of tasks. Of course, as they grow more experienced, that will change. If this sounds daunting, let me assure you that it's a simple in practice. Why not speak with your retainers and see what they think? There you go. We've just unlocked ventures for our retainer. We'll have a quick look at that. You may now dispatch the retainers in your employ on ventures. Summon the retainer you wish to send afield and follow the instructions to begin. Alright. You can now send your retainers afield on procurement expeditions known as ventures. Before you can do so, however, you must first assign them a class. After summoning a retainer, select Assign Retainer Class from the retainer menu to begin. Well, alright then. I hope your cat call is not one of disapproval. Okay. Assign retainer class. Your retainer cannot undertake ventures until you assign his or her class. This can be any one class with the exception of those of the Disciples of the Hand. Your retainer's class determines which ventures he or she can embark upon. Please be advised that you cannot assign your retainer a class you have not yet unlocked. Okay, retainer class. Your retainer can be assigned any one class with the exception of those of the Disciples of the Hand. While it is possible to reassign classes, please be warned that your retainer's progress in the current class will be reset. A retainer's class determines which ventures he or she may embark upon. Retainers gain in level by completing ventures, but their level will never exceed your own. Okay, so these ones that are unavailable are classes we haven't unlocked yet. These are classes we have. So Disciples of the Hand we can't get them to do, but we can get them to do Disciples of the Land. So she could be a miner, a botanist, or a fisher. Ooh. But then I'd have to equip her. Oh wait, I have a bunch of old equipment, don't I? So I know I'm miner and botanist look really good, and then there's fisher, but I can only have 2 retainers before I start paying extra. And I haven't really experimented with what they do when you send them on there for this. I really would prefer them to be something apart from these though. Maybe archer or rogue. Possibly. Alright, let's jump out of that for the minute. I know, because I want to see what my levels are. So into sea. Into hand and land. So miners are highest, but botanist and fisher aren't too far behind. Which means, control I, we've got a bunch of equipment we could give them. So we have the fishing rod for the various levels. So we wouldn't have to buy them equipment, we could just give her equipment as she leveled up. I just have to remember not to to desynthesize it. Weathered pickaxe. Clearly I haven't upgraded my mining gear for a bit. And does that mean I have gatherer's gear she could wear? It looks like it. Yeah, look at that. So we could equip her with whatever. Okay. Thing is, I'm not familiar enough with the different materials to know. Well, why don't we equip her as fisher? Okay, we'll make her a fisher bunny, cat, a fisher kitty. Oh, that's kind of funny. All right, into Ren, and we can always change it later, albeit at a disadvantage. So we're going to basically assign her a class, and then what we can do, we'll grab fisher. You, as a fisher, your retainer will be able to undertake fishing and waterside exploration ventures. Ren will become a fisher. Are you certain you wish to proceed? It seems really cliched to be turning my cat retainer into a fisherman. Ren has become a fisher. You must now equip a main arm to your retainer. Select View Retainer Attributes and Gear from the Retainer menu to proceed. Okay. View. Oh. You can equip any item in your inventory or armory chest to your retainer, so long as he or she meets the requirements. Equip a main arm to your retainer to proceed. Control I. I'm going to actually just put I up as well. So we just grab these so we can see what we're doing. And that one. There we go. Alrighty, now she is a fisher level 1, so we want a weathered fishing rod. Equip to retainer. So if I tried to do this, okay, I could only try it on the retainer because it's too high level. Alright, so let's go find her a nice hat. I'm going to just sort these so I can see what I'm doing. Try not to equip her something I'm already wearing. Nope. Okay, we're not. What's that? Alright, that looks like it needs to not be there. I'm going to have to buy her some gear. That needs to not be there either. That's going into my inventory. That'll go into my armory chest. So it looks like I need to look after my own gear as well. Alright, I won't give her a hat yet. Let's go and have a look at this because I do know I've got some spares. We'll sort that. Alrighty. Hemp and Curta, level 1. Craftsmanship. Craftsmanship. These are all getting desynthesized. Because I've got more than one crafting class, the very first thing you're given when you become a crafter is a hemp and Curta. So I have 4 crafting classes. This is my gathering. What color? Sorry, what color was that? It's Dalamud red. Icy blue. I know. I don't know. Let's try it on. We try on retainer. All right, that's that. We try this one on the retainer. All right, I think I prefer the red to the blue, so we're gonna give her that one. I know she's a redhead wearing red. I'm not sure that's great. We'll equip that to the retainer. It's better than the ice blue. Okay. What else? We can try and give her better gloves? I think so. Okay, it looks like I've got nothing in here that she can wear. Maybe. Okay. And nothing in here. Radio. Why not? So I was pretty... Okay, because they look like they're all too high a level. I swear, if I see an item level 1 in here... Yeah, no. Yep, so they're all too high a level. So if your gear's too high a level, we might have to go buy her some gear. Sort. That looks the same as well. Well, there we go. That's not too bad, I guess. Okay, I'm not giving her something already equipped. You can tell it's equipped by the little notepad by the side. So there you go. So it looks like I need to improve my own gear. What is that? That is going in my inventory. I know. I mean, give the retainer the Emperor's new ring. I'm sure she'd appreciate that, right? Oh, goodness. And rings are the same. All right. Well, we've given her a little bit of stuff, but she probably needs some more. I've equipped a main arm to Ren. Your retainer is now duly prepared to undertake ventures. Really? Select assign venture from the retainer menu to proceed. Sure. Assign venture. There are 2 main types of ventures to which you can assign your retainer. Hunting, mining, botany, and fishing constitute one type, in which you specify an item for your retainer to procure. Exploration ventures constitute the second type, in which your retainer will scour the terrain of your choosing for, hopefully, precious items. However, your retainer will not undertake a venture without first receiving due compensation. Assigning a venture requires a payment in a unique currency of the same name, ventures. Ventures can be acquired through a variety of methods, such as exchanging company seals, fulfilling LEV objectives, and completing Allied Society quests. As you may recall, the ventures your retainer can undertake are determined by his or her class. As a fisher, your retainer will be able to undertake fishing and waterside exploration adventures. Okay, retainer ventures. Oh my god, so much to read. Ventures are tasks which send retainers afield on procurement expeditions. Retainers can be instructed to either bring back specified items or explore certain terrains for whatever items may be found, be they riches or refuse. It should be noted that retainers well equipped for their journey may return with greater spoils. Assigning a venture requires a payment in unique currency of the same name, ventures. Ventures can be acquired through a variety of methods such as exchanging company seals, fulfilling LEV objectives, and completing Allied Society quests. Yep. Even while on a venture, retainers will promptly answer your call when summoned, and likewise can be sent to tend to your wares at the markets. Be certain to put these resourceful men and women to good use. Please note that you will not be refunded any venture payments if you cancel an active venture. Well, okay, so this one, She's going to go find crayfish for an hour. We've got to level her up somehow. Will I still be on in an hour? I'm not sure, but let's say go find the crayfish. Yeah. It shall be done forthwith, madam. You have assigned Wren a venture. To confirm the time remaining until the venture is complete, select Timers under duty from the main menu and select Ventures. You can also confirm the time remaining by selecting View Venture Report from the Retainer menu. Should you wish to cancel the venture and recall your retainer, you may do so when viewing the venture report. However, please be advised that this is not necessary unless you wish to assign a different venture to your retainer. Even with a venture in progress, you can still entrust or withdraw items and gill or sell items on the market. Right, well that was exhausting. Goodbye for now, madam. Also, red means I can rescue her more easily because I'll be able to find her. On the other hand, red also means she might not sneak as well, but that's okay. Because she will have sneak as a thingamywhatsit. Let me just sort this out. Now, what were we doing next? We were going to go looking for a unicorn, I believe. Unicorn. Use cure to heal the injured beast at all the springs. So we're going to need... and we're going to need to be our conjurer. Alright. Let us teleport to Full Gold Float. For a start. Okida. And then, even though we're a white mage, with the unicorn quest you've got to be able to jump into your conjurer stuff, and you'll notice that now we can go and do what we need to. Where are we? With our unicorn. I'm going to fly, because I can. Actually, I'm rather glad you can do this because flying is quicker and there is so much to do in this game that it takes a very long time running. Trust me, because I forgot I could fly for my first character. For most of it. Alright, let's not spook the critter. We'll come on down over here. Oh, that does not look good. Let's fix that. Easy there. Hello. The creature appears to be in great pain. Well... I've got it highlighted. Let's hit it with a cure. Is that a cure? I meant a cure too, but anyway, cure will be fine. Better? Yeah, better. Alright. Wait. The creature seems grateful to you. I don't know, she just ran away. Alright, what's this? Well, Weaponsmith of Legend, that's actually really close. Okay, it's not that close, but it's kind of over there. Let's go and do that. We'll get that off our books as well while we're here. We're just going to fly toward the green arrow in the minimap. Alright. And then we'll go and unlock Allag as well. I know, we're avoiding all the fates today. See, I can be focused occasionally. So we're heading on down to... just duck over here again. Right, make sure everything's, oops, running well. Heading on over here to the Weaponsmith of Legend, who's tucked away in the corner of this little hamlet here. Geralt. Got business with me, have you, adventurer? Then you'd better be coin and drinking it, elsewise bugger off back to wherever it was you came from. Restoration work on an old weapon, you say? Ah, what makes you think I'd fire up the grimy old forge? The forge for a grimy old... Promise of payment. Let's see if this changes his mind. Egads! But where in the 7Ls did you get that promise of payment? I ain't got no coin, I tell you. Nay, not a single bloody gill. Gods, just look at me how far I've fallen. Me, the greatest weaponsmith of our age, hammering out ginseng kettles to pay off a tavern debt. Can you even begin to grasp me humiliation? Can you? Ah, of course you can't. Why did I even bother asking? All right, I'll restore your bloody weapon. Just get that goddamn slip of paper out of me sight. Well, the quest, A Relic Reborn, is now available from Geralt. This quest can only be undertaken when playing as one of the following jobs: Paladin, Warrior, Monk, Dragoon, Bard, Ninja, Black Mage, Summoner, White Mage, or Scholar. Wait, am I still a Conjurer? Oh, whoops. In order to accept A Relic Reborn, you must first complete the level 50 quest for one of the previously mentioned jobs. Each job has its own A Relic Reborn quest, the completion of which will earn you the relic weapon for that job. Please note that you can only undertake A Relic Reborn quest at any given time. If you wish to acquire a different relic weapon, you must either complete or abandon the current quest. Right, now he's red again because we're actually a conjurer and not a white mage. Now that we're a white mage, we can speak with him again. I don't know if I want to do this one though. Oh, we'll find out. I haven't done this. A Relic Reborn, Thyrus. Geralt has the air of a man defeated. Just let me make one thing clear. It might be as I'm repairing kettles to pay for yesterday's mead, but it's still got me pride as a master weaponsmith. You'll get no less than the finest out of me forge. And it might be as you got that goddamn slip of paper, but it'll only get you so much. Restoring relics like these calls for some rare old materials, and I ain't got none. So if you want the job done, you'll have to run along and fetch 'em for me. So what is it you want restored? Okay, so white mage we will get. Eh? A relic weapon for white magic? Never heard of one. You sure you ain't been on the drink? Huh? What's that? Well. Aha. So this Ottawa Kent was the keeper of white magic, was he? If it's as you say, it might be as I know of just a thing. The enchanted staff, Thyrus. It's a priceless heirloom what belonged to the Kent clan, one of the foremost families in Gridania. Thing is, it went missing some decades ago, along with its owner, none other than Ottawa Kent. The bloke was known for being a bit of an eccentric among his kind, whereas most Pagels live out their days in a black shroud, he went off in search of elementals in distant lands. With Thyrus for company, he roamed the realm, lending a helping hand to the folk he met on his travels. Seems, though, he couldn't do much to help himself out when he set foot in Uggamoro. The man was never heard from again, and neither was his staff. As fate would have it, our tower camp was the last of his blood and his line gutted out with him. Right tragic, I know, but we can shed tears for him another time. Getting back to the matter at hand, it seems a fair bet that Thyrus is lying around somewhere in Uggamoro mines, just out of the poor sod's skeletal grasp like, God's rest his soul. Uggamoro mines, which actually is level 50, is not a fun place to be. I am still the only person out of 8 in Thornmarch Hard. But like I said, it's a weekday morning here. Right. And it's nearly 8 o'clock. So most folks on my side of the world are going to be at work. Okay, what's that? A bad bladder. We're leaving that for the minute. We're actually going to go and speak with Rambrose. Oh, no, actually, we're going to go and report to Breya. What am I thinking? So, into teleport, into New Gridania. I'm liking this free teleport, though. Now I have to go and do it on all my other characters. My main and my other on-screen. Where are we going? It's talking to Breya, so we need to go to the Conjurer's Guild. Let's zip over to that. Alright. It took me a couple of 100 hours of play to figure out you could actually use the main Aetheryte to enter the Ethernet for the main cities. I know, and I felt really, really dumb until I saw a much more experienced player who'd taken more than a couple of 100 hours to figure the same thing out. So I felt a lot better. Now we can't turn that in until we're a Conjurer again. There we go. Welcome back, Mistwalker. Were you able to find the creature? And what did it look like, if I might ask? Four-legged and tall, with a pristine white coat and a single horn protruding from its brow. Ha! There's no mistake. That was a unicorn you healed. Unicorns are rare and majestic beasts, native to the inner region of Kurthus. They're extremely shy and want to avoid all contact with man. The notion that you were able to gain its trust is most thrilling. I've seen enough wild creatures to know that its behavior towards you means more than simple gratitude. Nay, the unicorn must have sensed kinship in you. Should you doubt my words, Mistwalker, pray take this whistle and prepare yourself. A truly uplifting experience awaits. Alright, we get some XP out of that and a unicorn whistle. Okay, so unicorn whistle, we need our inventory. We need to right click that thing and we need to hit use. I don't know how you do that on console, but that's how you do it on keyboard. We'll just close that one down. If you want to see where your unicorn went, jump into character, wander on down to your mount guide, click on that thing, and you will see that you now have your own unicorn in here. Not long ago, Eorzean unicorns numbered in the thousands and could oft be seen roaming the Kurthus highlands in great majestic herds that would render the mountains white as snow. Poaching has caused the population to decline, and if it were not for your act of kindness, there would be one fewer. So there we are, a unicorn of our own. And that will come in. I've got my summon mounts. Basically, I grabbed this thing here, Mount Roulette. I dragged it over and stuck it in my hotbar, so I don't know which one of these three will answer my summons. But that's it. How many quests are we down to? 24. Shush. Okay. I know. What are we doing next? We're going back to Mordona. And we're going to kick off. Actually, we probably will have to do this next time. Yeah, we will. We will head on out to where Rambrose is, so you guys know where to find him. But I think very shortly I'm going to have to finish up and kick things off here. What is that? That's another quest, isn't it? Ah, look. How can I resist? Yeah, it's another dungeon to unlock. Why are we unlocking all these dungeons when some of them are rarely run? Well, A, the reason they're rarely run is people don't unlock them. But the most important thing is when you're in Duty Finder, the more you have unlocked, the bigger the chance you have of getting a run in any dungeon. So if you don't care which dungeon you run, and you want to have the most chance of getting a run sooner rather than later, hit your just go through and open up all the dungeons you can find. The other advantage you've got is when you have something like the Mog Tome or the Moogle Tome treasure hunts, which come up a couple of times a year usually. They have tasks and quests, and it's a real pain in the neck to have to go around and discover which one of these little blue symbols with a plus sign on it is the one you need to unlock in order to go and maximize your ability to earn Moogle Tomestones. So that, and of course each dungeon has its own unique rewards. So there you go, but that's why you unlock them. That, and if you're like me and you don't like seeing all of these little quest markers on your board, then the only way to get rid of them is to go finish the unlock quest. But we're going to grab this one from Felici. Blood for Stone. The daughters of Ishgard have a wintry gaze, but Felici looks upon you with something very like favour, alloyed with a certain urgency. I seek a certain adventurer for a cause most just. Are you not Mistwalker? Ha! I thought you had the right aspect. 'Twas you who played the thief in the night at the stone vigil. The dragons guard their keep jealously, it said, yet you slipped unseen into the cloudy fortress. 'Twill not be their keep for much longer, however. The forces of Ishgard are massed by the sea of clouds. Now, this is for your ears only, but the blockade is but a prelude to an attack. Lord Drillamont commands the siege, and he would have your counsel. I am but one of many who seek you at his behest. You must be a woman of rare quality. The proud knights of Durandare are not accustomed to taking, let alone seeking, outside help. Ishgard's is the cradle air I breathed, and I yearn to see the stone vigil reclaimed from the Dravanian horde. Will you not go to Whitebrim Font and aid Lord Drillamont? Alright, so that will be Stone Vigil hard. The other reason you unlock them, let's just jump into our hunting log, is you see you have your Grand Company symbol down here. Some will be Maelstrom, some will be Twin Adders, some will be the flames, the immortal flames. In these, you have a bunch of monsters you've got to go find. And in amongst this bunch of monsters, okay, so in here you've got Heckler Imp, and you'll see it's Eastern Thanalan Halatali. So you need to have unlocked Halatali to be able to find the Heckler Imps that you need to murderate in order to gain ranks in your Grand Company. Then you get to level 2, and you'll find that we're going to wander on down to here, right? Sunken Temple of Khan. So if I want to go up in rank, I'm going to have to complete my hunting log for my Grand Company, and I'm going to have to have unlocked the Sunken Temple of Khan so I can go and murder Temple Bats, Condemned, Terra Totor, I think, as well. Okay, the rest of them I can usually find outside, but those 3, we can't get them unless we go into the dungeon. Now, that's all very well and good. Why would I want to bother with my hunting log and ranking up in my Grand Company? Because if I want to ever own a house, I need to hit Sergeant. And to hit Sergeant, I need to have cleared the first 2 levels of my hunting log. So that's the other reason why you go and unlock your dungeons, so that you can do stuff. Let's go and find it. Who are we looking for? Rambrose. I nearly said Slaffborn, but that's the guy over there. Let's go flying, it's quicker. Alright, did not summon our unicorn this time, but we will one day. So you just head on out as far as you can go. And this quest doesn't pop until after you've finished a Realm Reborn, so you might as well fly. So you see this drunken tower, the one that's leaning like it needs some help. Right, then you drop on down to this encampment here. And this, well, the first thing we're going to do is unlock the Chocobo Keep. Well met, traveller. Might I interest you in the Chocobo Porter? It's my first visit to the stop. We will just unlock it. Now I can travel there by Chocobo, which is cheaper than teleporting and maybe not as quick as flying. And this is Rambrose. But guys, before we bother Rambrose with finishing up this quest, I am going to leave you here. Hopefully you all have a good day today, but I'm going to head on out now and get into the week. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you around.